if you came, like, would you want to come into the mosque and while we're praying, like you'd want to be stand on the side, or would you like to protest with a sign, or what would you like to do? Like as an
Well,
atheist,
this is
like
not about me, okay?
no, just
I
saying
mean, I
generally.
don't.
I just want to have this conversation. It's interesting. Like
Okay,
if
I don't.
if
I
yeah,
personally don't need any of this. Okay, but I know that most people are not like me. Okay, I know people need symbolism. People need myth. People need tradition. Okay, I don't think people need to believe in them. I think it's wrong to think people need to actually believe that these stories are real. Okay, I think it's okay to use it. Like I think I'm against the belief, but not against the tradition and the symbolism, especially if people recognize that these are just tradition and symbolism. The harm comes from the belief, okay? Because I know a lot of people that come from Muslim backgrounds or Hindu backgrounds and Jewish backgrounds, you can't, like, a lot of atheists are too dogmatic about their atheism. They think, like, if you don't believe, then you shouldn't take part in any of that. But this is a very fundamental human needs to be part of whatever the community they're in. You know what I mean? And take part in tradition and symbolism and stuff like that. This is a very core fundamental human need. Just because I don't have that as an individual, that doesn't mean that I should prescribe that to others. Okay, so when you say what do you want to do, whatever they want, like whatever they makes them feel comfortable. They shouldn't make other people feel uncomfortable. Like you're saying, hold a sign as a protest. Like no, that like
no,
the
I want to
reason.
explore this. Like,
No,
what would someone like? I'm inviting my atheist friend.
no,
Like, does
the
he
whole
want to
point. No,
protest that he doesn't like God while I'm praying? Does that make him feel
no.
comfortable? Or we just have dinner? Like,
We're
what do we
talking
do?
about somebody from that community. We're not talking about
Okay,
just a random. Okay, we're
like
talking about like
ex-Muslim.
if, yeah, like an ex-Muslim is still part of that community and doesn't want to just cut the ties. It still wants to be participate. Like be open. Like, hey, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in Islam. Okay, but I still come to the mosque because that's where my friend gather. Okay, I still want to go participate in Eid. Okay, because that's what my family does. Okay, and I think there should be a seat at the table for that atheist that used to be a Muslim, okay, that doesn't want to cut away from the community. There should be a seat at the table or like on the carpet, a corner on the carpet in the on the mosque and at the and aid for that person.
Okay, and I
That's
want
what
to
I'm
go one
saying.
step further. What about atheists? You think mosques could invite non-believers who are or atheists and say, look, like all are welcome, basically. Come and celebrate with
Where?
us. You think that would be a step forward in the right direction? Because
Where? I don't
like
understand what you just
like
said.
Eid, for example, or
Uh-huh.
mosques in general, like just inviting people over. To say, hey, come hang out, come meet us. You think more of that outreach would be beneficial, or
Yeah,
do you think
yeah.
okay?
But that has a different purpose. Okay, that I have seen that. I participated in that. We had like a come visit your more local mosque day a couple of times, and I participated in that. Okay, and I didn't go there to challenge people challenge the religion, even though some people recognized me and the conversation went that way. I didn't take the conversation that way. They took it that way. Okay, but I went there and they just fed me. That was all that happened. Okay,
Did
so
did you feel
but
comfortable?
huh?
Did you feel comfortable going?
Uh, yeah, why would I not feel comfortable?
No, like when you got there and you started engaging in conversation. Like, did they make you feel comfortable? Did they not? Like when the conversation went the other way, were you okay? Like, just I would love to know your experience, basically.
Yeah, I felt very comfortable. Why would you think I wouldn't feel comfortable?
No, no, I just want to know which direction it went. Like when you got there, like it was like you were good going, but then the way they acted kind of made you feel uncomfortable because they started talking about God or why you don't believe, or and that
No,
may have
I'm
made you feel uncomfortable.
no, I like talking about those topics. I just don't bring it up because I think they might not like talking about it. But if they
Okay.
bring it to that direction, I'm okay with taking it to that direction. I didn't feel uncomfortable, but one person did. One person in the mosque that I went there, they recognized me and they started talking about the things I've done, like I burned the Quran or criticized the Quran and stuff like that. And this older man comes to me and he takes me to a corner and he says, like, listen, the people here in this mosque, they're very good people, okay? And I don't know exactly remember what he said. He said, like, please just understand that if you have an issue with Islam, it's these are good people and they don't deserve to be shot or anything like that. Okay? And I was like, are you suggesting that I'm like, because I think I scared him, right? Even though I didn't say anything. And I felt so bad for him because he felt because I'm a critic of Islam and I have done things like burning the Quran, and I'm now there visiting a mosque, I'm potentially somebody that might harm Muslims, right? And he was trying to convince me that they don't deserve something like that. And I felt very sad about that. And I felt very bad for him. I kind of felt a little bit of an anger, but I didn't show it because I felt like I was being accused of somebody who could potentially do that, something like that, right? But because I felt so bad for this man that is fearing me, I didn't show that anger. Like I wanted to say like, how dare you suggest that? Like I'm criticizing Islam. I never like. Why would you think I would do that to Muslim? But I didn't. I really did it. I think I did a good job in not showing that anger because it seemed like this guy was like terrified, and I didn't want to feed into that. And I just wanted to just tell him that, you know, no, like it's fine. Like that's like I tried to like I don't want to say what I said to him, but I tried to calm him down. I just also feel like it's such a disservice that people don't understand the difference between being anti-religion and being anti-religious people. It's such a like I feel like the Islamic community has done the Muslims such a disservice by trying to portray these two as the same thing, so that a lot of Muslims think that anybody who criticizing Islam could be a potential threat to their safety. So I was angry at that as well, but I didn't show it. So that's what's, yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
It was kind of sad.
Yeah. Wow. That's sad, man.
You
I think it's the same thing that I feel when people ask the question like, "Do you condemn this attack?" And you're kind of like, "Yeah, of course I
right.
do." Like, of course, like without question. Why do you?
Hey,
Why? Yeah.
you're right. You're right. That's actually that's right. That's the feeling that I wanted to highlight. That feeling that I felt there. I didn't know how to highlight it. Like I felt like every time you're asking Muslims to condemn a terrorist attack, I do want to say like this is unfair because of what this suggests to that Muslim. And I didn't know what was the feeling that I was trying to highlight, but it was the feeling that I was feeling at that moment. At the moment that this person that was kind of suggesting that I could be a potential threat to these people. That's the feeling that I was feeling. That's the feeling that I think Muslims feel when you ask them to condemn an attack. That's exactly that feeling, right?
Yeah. Because my natural default is to protect and to serve my community. It's not to inflict harm to people. Like what?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, the fact. Okay, I get it now. The fact that I had to explain to this person, like I felt like so disgusted that I'm not the type of person. Like the fact that I was associated with potentially being that type of person just because I criticize Islam was so disgusting to me. And I feel like a lot of Muslims who never think about doing something like that are constantly made to feel like that, and it's unfair. I agree. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Wow, man. Like, yeah. Like I think that's the same side of two coins. And I wouldn't think that you would have had that experience, but you know, I'm glad you shared that. I'm glad we had that moment to understand that feeling we're both feeling on both sides of the coin.
Mm. If you'd like to send me your questions for me to answer during our Q&As, become a patron. If you would like to have a discussion with me live on air at the end of the Q&As, become a YouTube member. Link to both is in the description. Thank you for your support.